Matt, so here we are, 46 league games. 45 league games, one to go against Port Vale. It's the end of what has been an incredible season, and I guess soon we'll be able to reflect on what's been over the past 9 months. Where do you start with it, really?
Oh, I'm smiling with you asking the question. You're smiling at, in relation to the question. It's exactly where we are. We're in a joyous position of success, of achieving promotion. The joy we all felt after Barrow, and that carried on into Northampton. We hope that will carry on into this weekend. You don't know where to start and where to end in relation to a reflection on a 45, 46 game season. We're fully focused on the game this weekend. The only thing I will say is that the players, they deserve all recognition they get, whatever will be Saturday result-wise. They still need to be applauded for their achievements this season. And the way we've done it has been based on a certain foundation, which I think reflects the fans and the club better than anything else, in relation to our heart and desire and our will. That's been second to none this season. And I think collectively, as a team, our team spirit has been one of our biggest strengths throughout that period of time. And we'll be calling on that again this weekend. And regardless, like I say, of the result, we'll be looking forward to celebrating with our fans.
I know we'll be having a catch-up next week to sort of reflect on the season as a whole, but we go into this final game, top of the league. There's a chance that we could be crowned champions. Just that sentence alone must make you incredibly proud of what you've achieved.
Yeah, and we're not still in shock, but we haven't spoken about that for the previous 45 games. Obviously on the back of the Barrow victory, we put ourselves in a position where we were level with Forest Green, and then a point better off than them after the weekend. So it kind of snuck up on us because we were so concentrated on promotion and achieving that points tally and those wins we needed to guarantee promotion. And to do that with 2 games to spare was incredible. And then all of a sudden we found ourselves in a good position to compete for the top spot, so to speak. So it's been strange because I've said time and time again, I feel we've gone under the radar. Probably that group's not had the recognition it's probably deserved throughout the season, but full credit to Forest Green first and foremost. They've been well ahead and too far ahead for us to even comprehend catching them. But somehow we've done that and we've clawed back that deficit. We've been in good form. We want to continue that this weekend.
Just on what you said there, under the radar, that's of course a positive thing, though. Obviously, there's not been as much pressure, if you like, on the players.
Well, probably not as much pressure from the outside and almost the rest of the world. We still had pressure on ourselves, individually, collectively, inside the building, from our fans, an expectation there that we're good enough to compete at the right end of this table. But the fact that we've not been well ahead and we've not been in those positions for the majority of the season, it might have helped in some way, Craig. You're absolutely right in relation to that. But we've also dealt with pressure in the last 4 or 5 games, full houses, the anticipation of what we needed, the expectation in relation to performance. And the players have come through that pretty strongly. So I don't think there's been too much which could be held against this squad in terms of mental and physical weaknesses. But maybe it has just helped our cause, the fact that no one's really spoke about us.
Like we said, 1 game left, Port Vale. Other than the long-term absentees we know about, are we near enough at full fitness for this one?
Yeah, I'm pleased. Pleased on 2 aspects, really. Kyle Taylor's obviously the long-term injury. He's still due to have, or yet to have, his second operation. Alex Hartridge with his torn hamstring, but he's making good progress. The rest of the group seem to be in a good spot, and that's important because you want a strong squad to choose from for any game, let alone the last game of the season. But also, not too many of that group, touch wood, bar any injuries this weekend, will go into the off-season needing treatment or possible surgery and possibly rehab time before they even get back for pre-season. So I know I need a break. I'm pretty sure a lot of those players need a bit of a break as well. So hopefully that injury list stays low after this weekend.
Port Vale, of course, there's a lot riding on this one for them. There's a chance that they could gain automatic promotion. But I think, they've lost their last 3, but they're a very good side. And we saw that when we played them at Vale Park back in March.
Yeah, they're a top team. They got the top players for the level. Was it the 22nd of March after the Oldham game? We certainly weren't at our strongest or our best that night, but we gained a gritty point, a 0-0 game, but a strong enough performance to guarantee a point off the back of that and keep that rhythm going in relation to our league form. We've got an idea of what to expect from the opposition, but as always, we can't control that. I was at their game on Monday. I'm still in awe of their squad and their team list. Like I say, some fantastic players for this level. Done really well this season. They would have felt a little bit low on the back of Monday, because obviously when you lose 3 games on the bounce, you feel the cost of it in relation to your league position. But they've still got everything to play for. I think there's 5 or 6 teams, isn't there, who could finish third. We just know that we're guaranteed either first or second, and we have to enjoy that stat, I suppose, and that opportunity. And put our best performance in front of what will be a very good and a very well motivated Port Vale team.
That game on Monday as well, you had a little cameo on Sky Sports. I'm not sure if you knew about that one.
Well, I heard I looked as grumpy as ever, sat in the stands, me and Dan Green. But yeah, we tried to watch as many games as we could. Obviously, tried to catch a bit of the Salford-Mansfield game, and then we were at the Port Vale game. But that's part of being a football manager. The club's got to get its money's worth in terms of the distance travelled and the due diligence you do. And I learned a little bit more about Port Vale. I learned a little bit more about League Two. I learned a little bit more about the players potentially available at the end of the season from Newport, let alone Port Vale. So as a manager, the work never stops. And I was pleased that Dan Green accompanied me to that game.
Just taking you back to that game away at Port Vale, the 0-0 draw, like you said, we had a depleted squad, but we managed to grind out a really, really good point. And looking at where we are now, it looks like it was a really important point. I imagine you were really pleased with the players that night.
Yeah, I think we had no centre midfielders, did we? With Archie and Carolyn Rowe came into the team on the back of being out on loan at Bath City, and MJ played in midfield. I just remember a few niggles from the weekend, a couple of suspensions, a few players unavailable with more long-term injuries. But we showed probably a desire not to be beaten. We needed a little bit of luck on that occasion. Port Vale were probably the better team on the night. But a 0-0 scoreline reflected our grittiness, our stubbornness. We still had opportunities ourselves. I think Giovanni hit the bar relatively late on. And it was another good game of football, but that was probably exactly what League Two's been throughout this campaign for ourselves. A team which I've seen just take the game deep time and time again. And sometimes we've come strong towards the end of games and produced match-winning moments. We couldn't do that night against Port Vale, but we certainly withstood any pressure and we were able to keep them at arm's length. We'll need to do that, if not more, this weekend. We'll need to improve our performance in between both boxes and certainly in an attacking aspect. But we're at home. We've got good home form. We've had a good home form for a long period of time now. We've been consistent. We're on the back of feeling good about the performance against Northampton. That was the game I was really worried about, on the back of the exertions of Barrow, not just on the pitch, but afterwards in terms of celebrations as well. So we're looking forward to this weekend. I always say the same line. I hope it's a good reflection on the top and the League Two.
Whatever the outcome on Saturday, we of course have reasons to celebrate, which is why it's great that on Monday evening we've got the bus parade down the high street. It'll be great once again to have that connection between the players and the supporters. And it's a moment that the football club hasn't had for quite a few years. So I think you were part of the last bus parade. So it'd be a great moment for the city and the club. Yeah,
I can barely remember the last one. I think I was half cut from the night before. But yeah, great times to celebrate. It's important to say for Saturday, I know the fans will want to come on the pitch and so on and so forth, but we will need to clear the pitch at some stage, because myself and the staff, but certainly the team more than anyone, would like to do a couple of laps to recognise and to show their appreciation for the support we've had throughout the season. So it's important the fans know and understand what that will entail, and we will need to clear the pitch at some stage, because we want to do constant laps of honour, but we want to be out there clapping the fans as much as they'll be giving us a great reception. We want to show our appreciation to everyone in the park and everyone who supported us across the season, I suppose, and then that will follow into Monday as well. We hope as many City fans or the general public from Exeter can turn up and show their appreciation for the squad and this group of players and what they've achieved, and we'll reciprocate that. And we'll do that exactly back to the fans as well. I don't think we can put too many bodies on the balcony. I'm right in being told. I don't think it can take too much weight. So that might rule out a few of our players and a few members of staff as well. So, but a fantastic moment, one to be enjoyed for the players and their families, their support networks, and everyone associated with the football club. But we've always got to do it in a respectful manner. We'd be respectful of the ground on Saturday, the opposition fans, the opposition players, and then the city centre on Monday.
I think with this bus parade as well, after some of the away journeys you've had this season, let's hope this one doesn't get stuck in any traffic.
Well, we'll be going past KFC, Subway. So the players will be used to the bus or getting stuck in traffic. So we might be stopping off at some fast food jaunts on the way. But it's it's been part and parcel of the season. Some of those away trips has strengthened the bond, brought us closer together. But if there's ever one more bus journey to enjoy, it'll be on Monday.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, that's the big match on Saturday. There's an even bigger one next week, the Adam Stansfield charity match at Yeovil. How's the preparations for that one going?
Well, personally, not particularly well. Up until a few weeks ago, I'd not ran for a year. I was giving my foot and my back a bit of time off actual running, still doing a bit of gym work, etc. But I need to do a bit more running this week. When I can cram that in, I don't quite know yet. But another game to look forward to. I'd ask any City fan available on the day to attend to show their support, not for me, but for Stanno and his foundation and that game. The Yeovil Town Legends team versus the Southwest Legends, and a lot of other City players or ex-City players on show, members of staff on show. I'm sure it'll be a great day and another day to celebrate. We'll be celebrating Stanno first and foremost and his foundation, everything that does, and then hopefully get as many people through the turnstiles really, and get as many people to attend, because it's about raising money as well, as much as the profile of the charity. And then hopefully some sort of action will take place on the pitch. What that action will look like, I don't quite know yet. I know Scott Brown's involved, so he won't be rolling the ball out to me too much, otherwise he'll be getting shouted at. Hopefully my role can be a small one and a short one as well, because I don't think the body can withstand it. But I just ask as many City fans available to attend and to show their support for Stanno, the foundation, and that game on the day.
So you don't fancy yourself for 90 minutes then?
Oh, mate, I'm not sure I've got 90 minutes. When was it? When the COVID situation was at its peak this season, I joined in training over the Christmas period where I think we were down to 4 or 5 bodies. And I think myself and Wayne, we just had to make up the numbers in certain positions in a small-sided game. And you can ask my wife, I could not walk when I got home. For some reason, my left ankle locked up. And my left ankle is my good ankle. I've never had a surgery on my left ankle. I've had surgery on the right ankle and the right foot. But something happened to my left ankle. So, the board might be going up after 10 or 15 minutes for myself. If I get any further than that, if I get to half time, I'll need some light refreshments. And when I say light refreshments, I'm sure the City fans or the City following or City staff will be on hand to hand me a couple of pints, because I'll be well and truly in celebration mode that weekend, and hopefully our fans will be as well. So I'm sure I've seen a few of the lineups and some of the players involved. Some of them look like they're still playing and some of them look like they're still in good shape. So I'm sure we'll have enough good players available to take my place when my time's done.
Well, I think some of us will be taking bets on how long you'll last. Well, thank you very much, Matt.